Hari Om all Atma Jyotis. Welcome to Gita Gnana Yagna. Let's start the class with Guru Vandana. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Purnamadaha Om Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome everyone to our contemplation on Bhagavad Gita. So we have proceeded until the second chapter. So we finished the first chapter. Last week we had started with the second chapter. It so goes that in the second chapter is called the Sankhya Yoga, and it is one of the longest chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So what is happening here is now Arjuna was lamenting all through the first chapter, and when this after that he realizes that he is not able to overcome his grief and all this, and realizes that he is not able to know the solution for this problem. So he says Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tam Prapannam to Krishna, where he says, I am your Shishya now, so help me, Krishna. Until then, Krishna remains silent, and as soon as he says that I am your Shishya, then Krishna takes up the role of the Guru. Until then, Arjuna was very old person, even Krishna was very old. Until then, they both were good friends, they were cousins, they were kings, and Krishna has taken up the role of the charioteer. He did not come forward to teach Arjuna anything. Because Arjuna was ready to receive the knowledge from Krishna, Krishna was ready to give the grace as well. So, Krishna, what he does is, he straight away goes on to explain what is Atma. As soon as Arjuna says, Krishna doesn't go round about and finally say that you are Atma or something like that. Krishna, whatever is told in the final chapter, the conclusion or the climax, which is in the 18th chapter. 18th chapter is the longest chapter. The same content is already told in the very first, as soon as Arjuna asks, which is the second chapter. It is the same content which is told in the 18th chapter that is present in the second chapter. Basically, second chapter is the overall summary of the Bhagavad Gita. We get the complete information of Bhagavad Gita just in second chapter. Even if a person reads only the second chapter, even that is sufficient, because it has a complete knowledge of entire Bhagavad Gita. So, and Krishna over here goes in the two-fold teaching. One is the Brahma Vidya, other is the Yoga Shastra. So Krishna Paramatma is a Gnaneshwara. He is overflowing with Gnana. Okay, he is an enlightened being. He is an Avatara Purusha, and he is a Gnaneshwara. As Gnaneshwara, he gives Gnana to Arjuna, which is Brahma Vidya. That is to say that Arjuna is worried that I'll kill my Guru, Drona, Kripa, I'll kill my relatives, my grandfather, Bhishma, and all that. He says, they are all Atmas. In the same way, you are Atma. Now, there are two ways we should understand this. We didn't discuss this part last week. One is from when Arjuna is seeing, when he sees Drona and Bhishma or anyone else in the battlefield, Krishna says, they all are Atmas. You can't kill them. They're already, see, whatever you do, it's to the body that even if they are slain, it is the body that they are going to leave and they are going to take another body. The person as it is, you cannot kill. It's not possible. They can never be killed. This is one side. The other side is taking him as Arjuna. You are not doing, even if you kill, even if you think you're killing, you are not killing. So just to explain this, we will take up this one little exercise. If you all can come up on video, please. We can take up this little, just a little thing. Ramaji, Bhunaji, Neetaji, Hariom. No, this is just a little thing. I mean, just for 2 minutes, you can come up on video. If not, wherever you are sitting, you can do this. Can you all lift your hand? Lift your hand. Huh. Okay. So who lifted the hand? I hope Bonaji, Neetaji, and Ramaji have also lifted their hands. So who lifted the hand? Yes, Dhruvji.
Yeah, I'd say it's me who lifted.
You lifted the hand, huh? Amritaji.
Yeah, same. Me. I
You
lifted
lifted.
it.
Huh, you lifted. Neetaji, Bonaji, Ramaji. Did you lift the hand? I couldn't see.
Yeah, I lifted the hand.
You lifted the hand. Bonaji, Ramaji, what are your thoughts? Okay. So we all
I
say,
lift.
you lifted. Okay.
Yeah.
So we all say, I lifted. Can you lift the hand? Is it possible? Even to lift the hand, say, is there a difference between lifting just a hand and lifting a book? Is there a difference? Yes. Okay. To lift a hand, I just do it. Okay. Unconsciously. It's my hand. I have been using this since my birth. I lift it. I didn't even realize that I lifted the hand. Now I lift the book. It's heavy. Okay. This is a lightweight book. Okay. This is heavy. I had to take a little, I could feel the weight. Okay. So more blood has flown through the brain and the nerve cells, the thoughts that has information that had to pass through my hand is lift a heavy book. Okay. It's not easy when compared to just lifting my hand. That is in the case of book. What about my hand? Even to lift my hand, some signals had to be sent from the brain. Did you consciously send a signal? Okay, Pallavi, I am sending a signal to lift my hand. I had to put so much of blood in my hand, in so many blood vessels to lift my. Did I do all that calculations? How many liters? What happened? Nothing I know. Who did all that? I did not calculate. I don't even know. Even if I want to calculate, I don't know how much blood should flow. I don't know from which nerve should connect to send the signal to where and all. Nothing I know, right? So who is doing all that? Right? So it's Shakti who is doing all that. It's the energy, because of the power and the energy that is happening, right? I cannot lift my hand. It's the simplest thing. We all think unconscious. We are all doing unconscious things. I'm thinking that I'm talking now. Can I even talk? Is it even possible? I don't even know how to lift my hand. How can I create so much words? And nothing is possible just by me. Everything else, everything is possible because the energy is operating through me, right? It's the same with everyone. So Krishna is telling, one is he cannot kill Bhishma, Drona and others because they are all Atma. The other point is, can Arjuna even do anything? No. Even if he kills, say if he had to kill them, did he do it? No, consciousness is acting through him to make the thing happen. He is only instrumental for that act. Okay, I am only instrumental. Say now we are learning Bhagavad Gita. Some people, I might go and think that after the class, oh, I taught Bhagavad Gita. Is it even possible? I'm only being instrumental for passing on the knowledge. This body, mind, and intellect is only being an instrument. Instrument of whom? Instrument of Krishna. And I and you should become so very purified that I become the best instrument of Krishna for Bhagavad Gita to flow through. For certain people, there are so many filters, it's not able to pass through. Something like that, right? There are so many hiccups, there are so many filters, right? So we are clearing off the filters so that Krishna is able to operate. In the same way, Krishna is telling Arjuna in 2.19, 19th shloka, that one is you cannot kill Bhishma and Drona. One more is, can you even do anything? You can't do anything. You can't pick up a single pin. You can't lift a pin. You can't do that. The whole Samashte, the God is operating through you. That is why you are able to, that is why something is happening. And after doing the job, the ego comes up and tells, I did that. Okay, now I paint a picture. While do you all have hobbies? We spoke about this earlier, I think, right? We all have hobbies, right? So, okay, all this while we were sitting here, we sit in this class or anywhere, even while you say paint something, do you every moment say that I am painting, no, you don't do that, right? You are not even realizing that you are doing it. Everything is automatically happening. After the thing is over, we go and the ego goes and claims that I did that painting, takes the name, it steals the name, it wants to get identified. So this ego is a false entity. It actually doesn't exist. It is like a shadow. Okay, it is a false entity. It doesn't exist at all. It only comes somewhere in between and it claims the act. That is all it is doing. Its only job is to claim. That is all it does. Claim the action that it is done. Okay. Otherwise, there is no such real entity. It is unreal. It is a false. It's actually, we can actually, instead of calling it as ego, we can call it as false ego. We don't have to separate only. It is a false ego. The actual I is the big I, which is the Brahman. That is the you. This little identities that it is taking, like I am Pallavi, I am a wife, I am a mother, I am a employee, I am learning, I am teaching, I am getting knowledge. All this is ego's job. And it will not do in the present moment. Like now, while I'm talking, in the present moment, there is no ego. After the job is done, ego comes and claims the things that has happened in the past. Oh, I did that. Or it claims something that I will do in the future. It always holds on to an entity, either in the past or in the future. It never stays in the present moment. It cannot stay in the present moment. It's impossible because it is unreal. So Krishna goes on to say this. And then, so he talks about Sankhya Yoga. So Sankhya Yoga, one second. I will just share the PPT. So why Sankhya Yoga? What is meant by Sankhya Yoga? I didn't keep it ready. So are you able to follow Bhuwanaji, Neetaji, Ramaji? Who else joined? Varuniji?
Yeah.
Okay. So the whole overall teaching actually is Tattvam Asi, that's all. The teaching is only 3 words, Tattvam Asi. If somebody, Guru or anyone, if they come, if a Guru comes to you and me and they say, okay, Pallavi, the teaching, please teach me Gnana, I don't know Gnana, I'm suffering. If I go to a Guru and Guru says, the teaching is Tattvam Asi, you're done, go. I, with so much less intellect, I will not be able to understand what is Tattvamasi. Just 3 words, they're done. Is that all teaching? I will not be able to understand. Like people, normal people like us, will not be able to grasp just 3 words. It is, how can I be Brahman? It's impossible, something like that. And we know. So what the ancient rishis, what they have done is, they have explained. So there was a rishi called Kapila Maharishi. So he was an avatar of Bhagwan Vishnu. So he has explained what is meant by Sankhya Yoga. So whole of this Brahma Vidya, whole of this Atmagnana, he has explained in the form of something called Sankhya Shastra. What is that? We will see. So once, obviously, it is a story of Kapila Maharishi's birth. So he was, his parents, they did not have children for a very long time. So they did a lot of tapasya to Vishnu and asked for a child. And their tapasya was so very strong and they wanted Vishnu himself as their baby. They did not want anything less. They asked for Vishnu Bhagwan himself to be their child. So their tapasya was so strong that Bhagwan granted them and he accepted to be born as their child. And after the child was born, the child's father, he told, okay, my job is done. I want to do, Vanaprastha, and he went to forest, leaving the mother and the child alone. And the mother brought up the child, who went on to become Kapila Rishi. So mother in the old age, she told Kapila Rishi that, okay, son, your father went to Vanaprastha to learn, get Atmagnana and all that. But I cannot go to forest. I cannot do all that to learn. Can you teach me Atmagnana? Because I too want to get mukti. So Kapila Rishi told, okay, I will teach you very precisely, mom. So Kapila Maharishi wanted to teach his mom very precisely. Say anywhere in the world, if we go, there could be difference of opinion in philosophy. Say people debate, if there is a philosophical topic, people debate. There will be different arguments that comes up. Or any topic, you take any topic, there will be difference of opinions. But there is only one thing where there will be no difference of opinion, which is mathematics. If it is maths, nobody in any language, maths is same. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2 only. It's so precise. Nobody can argue with that. Maths will never go wrong. So what ancient rishis, obviously Kapila Rishi also did that. They taught Atmagnana, knowledge about Brahman, in the form of numbers, so that it is easier for people to understand. And even over the time, even if invasions happen, even if anything goes wrong, even if the books get lost, or the numbers cannot go wrong. It's not possible for numbers to go wrong. So they taught Atmagnana in the form of numbers. So that's called Sankhya Shastra, which Kapila Rishi taught his mother. How did he teach Brahma Vidya in the form of Sankhya Shastra? Is Sankhya Shastra itself is very, very lengthy topic. It's like now, like how we are taking up Bhagavad Gita classes for so many sessions, like one chapter, 1 or 2 sessions, like that. Sankhya Shastra itself is a very big topic. It's a separate textbook. We need to learn Sankhya Shastra. Okay. So in Sankhya Yoga, what Krishna is doing is directly jumping into Atmagnana to teach Arjuna right away. This is it, Arjuna, precisely in the form of Sankhya Yoga. He doesn't go detail into the Sankhya Shastra. Instead, he slightly touches upon the Sankhya Yoga. So we will also slightly just see what is Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya Shastra, and then we'll just move on. So according to Sankhya Shastra, what it is there are 24, it's all based on mathematics. They finally derive at how it starts in the beginning or what it ends, something like that, and how to go back. So to start with, there is Purusha and Prakriti, which are the two principal entities, which is like we can say Shiva and Shakti. And there are 24 Sankhya principles which is associated with that. How it happens is Purusha and Prakriti, they manifest together into something called Mahat. So what happens, the Mahat is like a universal cosmic intelligence, we can say, which is Brahmaji, which is the creator. From there on, all the creation begins. From Mahat comes Ahankara. When I say Ahankara over here, it is one individual Ahankara. It's like of one individual. There will be many Ahankaras for many individuals, okay? Many Jivatmas. So this is just one. From here on, see, until Mahat, it is common. It is a cosmic intelligence common for everyone. Below this is individual Ahankara for one Jivatma, like that. So with the Ahankara, until here, until this place, Prakriti, within Prakriti, there are gunas, but it is all hidden. It is not showing up. It has gunas, but it is all hidden. After, when the Ahankara is born, all the hidden gunas, it comes out, which is the Sattva guna, Rajas guna, and Tama guna. So with the Sattva guna and Rajoguna combined, all the 5 sense organs like eyes, ears, nose, touch and tongue, skin and tongue, all this comes up. And 5 Gnanendriyas also come up. 5 Gnanendriyas and Karmendriyas, hands, legs, all that comes up. And with Rajoguna and Tamoguna combined, the subtler elements, like with the eyes we can see, like that, those things come up. And after these subtle elements comes up, only with the help of Tamoguna, all the gross elements that we are seeing in the matter, in the earth, like in the planet, the earth, air, sky, all this comes up finally. So there is another, so these are the 24 Sankhya principles. There is another type of path called Raja Yoga. Some people follow that. So in the Raja Yoga, what yogis do is they make use of all these 5 gross elements, sky, fire, earth, water, and air. With the help of that, so the energy is all, what is happening to all of us now is, I will stop sharing. What is happening to all of us now is, now when I'm talking, the energy is going out. My prana is going out. Always the energy and prana is going outside in the world. Whereas the intention is, we should, the Muladhara chakra, it is present in the base of the spine here. Okay. This energy is concentrated here. This, from the base of the spine, it should reach here. This is where Krishna is. This is called Kutastha Chaitanya. So what the Raja Yogi people who follow that, they do is, instead of sending the energy and prana outward in the world, they change the direction and they try to focus inward. And they bring all the gross elements, all the sky, earth, water, air. There are techniques how they do it. With the help of that technique, they turn inward the energy and the prana, and they make the energy rise from the base of the spine and to here. So when the energy, that is called Kundalini, when it reaches here, Shakti will meet Shiva. So that is when a person will be able to, they call it Gnanodaya. The Gnana will happen. So they do that. So like I said, Sankhya Shastra itself is a very elaborated topic. So Krishna, what he does, he slightly touches just to tell that Arjuna, listen Arjuna, you are not. So basically why Sankhya Shastra is told is, now the Kapila Maharshi, he tells his mom, Okay, mom, so many things are done in the world. This is how Purusha and Prakriti is there and manifested into Mahat, and then individual Ahankara comes up, and then so many elements come up. And he finally says, none of this is you. None of this is you. You get identified yourself because of the gross elements. The body is born. Now, because of the 5 elements, final tamoguna, I told, no, the soil, earth, water, fire, with all these 5 elements, the body is born. With the help of that, finally the body comes. And I get identified with the body. I am Pallavi, I am this body. Something happens to my body. What I think, it's happening to me. It's not happening to me. It's like telling, I'm sitting in a car, I'm driving the car. The car is getting old. What do I say? The car is getting old, and I'm telling, I am getting old. The instrument is getting old. The body is getting old. Nothing is happening to me. I am still the same. So I'm not the body. I'm not the name. I'm not the gender. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind as well. The mind has come from the unwanted programming. Even the mind is not me. Mind and intellect is also not me. So when nothing is me, now in the Sankhya Shastra it is told, none of these 20, there are 24 high level principles. And if we go into deeper level, there are so many other things. All these 24, none of this is you. You are the Atman, ever shining, ever illuminated. Okay, that is you. So inquire who you are. And so this is how Kapila Maharshi goes on to tell what Sankhya Shastra is. And Krishna, like I said, he only touches upon this and then he moves on. And he says, what we have already discussed, that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect. You are the unchanging Shiva. The problem is you're holding on to something that is changing. See, even okay. Okay. Before moving on to this, we can do this a little again, another exercise. This is body. Can you all do this? Body. Mind, we can say something that is associated with emotions. I feel happy, I feel sorrow, I feel sad, I feel compassionate, I feel, all that, all the emotions, I cry, all that emotions, mind, body, mind, and intellect. Okay. And this is Atma. So I will give some certain instances. You tell me what do you belong to, show in your actions. So it get registered in your mind. You all can come up on video, maybe if it is okay. Priya, your video is
Yeah.
this. It still take. You can make it.
Okay. I'll just, okay, fine.
Huh. Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah,
Okay. I am hungry. I say I am hungry, but what is actually hungry? Body.
Tummy is hungry. Body.
Body is hungry. Huh.
Yeah.
We can all do this. Body is hungry.
Body is hungry.
Sad. I am, I got an idea. I got a nice idea. Intellect, right? Huh. I'm happy. Mind. I'm running. Body is running. I'm walking. Body is walking. I'm crying. Crying also, body is crying. I'm sad. Emotion is mind. I'm thinking. Intellect, right? But for all this, I'm only using I am doing it. I am hungry. I am walking. I'm confusing that I identify myself that I am walking. I am running. I am thinking. No, intellect is thinking. Intellect is doing its job. I am sad. I am sorrowful. I am happy. I am joyful. Mind is doing its job. I am hungry. See, when the baby is born, if you all have observed, as soon as when the baby starts talking, maybe 2.5 years, it says baby is hungry. Baby doesn't say I am hungry. It will tell, maybe baby will say its name and tell that whatever the name is. Say Anaga. Anaga is hungry. Baby will say either baby is hungry or say Amruta. Amruta is hungry. If the baby's name is Amruta, Amruta is hungry, baby will say. Baby will not say, I am hungry. That is not there. Even as a child, when you were born, you never had the feeling that I am doing this. The child knows that. But the problem with the child is there is ignorance. There is no gnana that the child has got while the child is born. Over the time, when the teaching happens, okay, over the time, even the innocence goes off. Because of the innocence, the ahanka, the I factor is also not there. But over the time, even the innocence goes off. Due to programming, the I comes up. And it's a confused entity. I am hungry, I am sorrowful, I am crying. Everything is overlapped and confused. But if the gnana happens, say for an individual, if the gnana happens and the person gets enlightened, gets Jivan Mukti while the person is alive, then it is the same innocence as much as the child has is retained back, is got back. And it's an irreversible process. Once a person attains Jivan Mukti, it cannot be reversed. Done forever. The person has got Mukti. Okay. So this is how it is. So this is what Krishna goes on to say Arjuna as well. So, all the pain and the pleasure is for the body. Whenever the hands is shown for the body, joy and sorrow is for the heart, which is the mind. And the knowledge and ignorance is for the intellect. So this covers the first and second part of the Sankhya Yoga. Now moving on to the third part. Okay, 1 second. There could be some more in the second part. So we also discussed the thing that there is no death and all that, right? So moving on to the next part, which is the Karma Yoga, part of the Sankhya Yoga chapter. So which starts from 2.39 shloka to 2.53. So talking about Karma Yoga, there is actually a separate chapter dedicated for Karma Yoga itself, which is the third chapter. The name of the chapter itself is Karma Yoga. So we talk in detail about Karma Yoga in the third chapter. But in continuation with the Sankhya Yoga, Krishna is also teaching Arjuna what is Karma Yoga for a little while. Why Karma Yoga now? Why didn't he stop? He told, oh Arjuna, you are not the body, they are not the body, you are not killing them. Done. The teaching is done. He doesn't stop there. Now he teaches Arjuna also Karma Yoga. Why does he teach Karma Yoga and what is Karma Yoga? That we'll see. What is Karma Yoga? Now, I am in the world. Okay. I know that with the help of Gnana, Yoga, Sankhya Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, or these can be called Sankhya Yoga or Gnana Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. Okay. With the help of Gnana, I realize that I am Brahman. Okay, I am Brahman. So what? Now what? I still have the body. Because I have the body, I have to live in the world. I have to operate in the world. Even if I don't want to operate in the world, I can't just be lying on bed all the time. At least, even if I don't want to go out of my house, at least I should brush my teeth. The most minimum action I should definitely do. I can't just sit in a place and do nothing. Some action should be done, right? At least something should be done. Without action, there is nothing in the world, right? So, amused. Yeah. So we'll have to take up all basic examples. Otherwise, we wouldn't understand, right? We go from, some people, oh no, I'm lazy. I don't want to do any action in the world, Krishna. If they says, don't do any action, even so sit, okay, even if you sleep the whole time, your digestive system will be functioning, let alone cleaning yourself. The digestive system will function, the heart will be beating. some action is happening because I have projected the body. Because I have the body, it will have to be maintained. There is no option. I will have to do the action in the world. So Krishna first he gives the Gnana Yoga, which is Arjuna, don't worry, everybody is Atma. You are not killing anyone, they are not dying. Now what? He already has the body. He is already in the battlefield. He will have to act. So now and do action. Go and do action. What action? He can't just go with a grief or go with a guilt that I'm go and kill someone. That cannot happen. He should do the something called right action. Now I am in the battlefield. I'm already in the world. I can't run away from the world. I will have to do right action in the world. What is the right action? Krishna is telling Arjuna. So action is the only way. That much we understood. Now, what used to happen in the in the previous in the olden days and all that? It is research, recent research. It says that the 21st century is people in the 21st century, the depression level is higher when compared to the people in the 20th century and 19th century and all that. Okay, the depression level, the all the psychic related diseases, it's increased now. Why? Because in the earlier days, what used to happen is people used to interact with other people. Okay, now the interaction is all not there. That too, now even within the house, people don't talk to each other. It's only within the mobile. Even people within one home, they talk using the mobile or the WhatsApp. There is no live interaction with other people. Because there is no interaction, there is no exchange of energy that is happening. Because there is no exchange of energy, all the energy that I have is stored within myself, and it is developing stress within myself, especially for people who have come out of their home country. It's difficult to make friends. Even if you make friends, it should work. You need to plan and go out. You need to, even to talk, you need to take an appointment. It's not easy, right? So that too, in the olden days or in the previous earlier days, people used to live in joint families. Okay, there was nothing called personal. There was no personal space at all. You can't hide anything. Okay, now I'm hiding so much. I have a disease, I need to hide. Something my son or daughter does wrong, oh, don't tell anyone. Keep it with me. Everything I keep it so much secret that so much is contained within me. I try to suppress it, and it builds up as a stress within myself, right? Even in a village, if we see, everybody knows what is happening in everybody's house. Even a little bit of sound, everybody knows. Okay, a little bit of fight, everybody will know. There's nothing personal. Because there is nothing personal, it's a common thing. There's no that it's easier to move around. Everybody knows everything. Okay, so there was no stress level built up. Okay, but now there is a stress that is built up in everyone. And this stress, no one knows how to vent it out, what to do. One fine day when it blasts out and it becomes like a very big war within the home or within oneself, the person is crying. It's so much of, all that. So because of all this, the depression level in the whole world, it has increased in the 21st century. Okay. So, so all this, with all the stress, I wake up. Should I even go to the class? Should I even do the cleaning? Even to clean the house. I can do it later. I can do cooking later. I just buy something. There is a lethargy in doing things. That is called karma roga. It's not karma yoga, it's karma roga. Okay. Guruji has named it karma roga and karma yoga both. What I'm doing is karma roga. Should I do this? Lethargy in everything. I procrastinate everything. Everything I postpone. I'll do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow, do it. That tomorrow will never come. One fine day, there'll be so much bundle of tasks that's all piled up. I should do everything, so much of stress built up within me. That is called karma roga. But then what is karma yoga? I do everything happily. I do everything joyfully. Just a shift in attitude. You do the same work. I go to office. Oh, I'm going to office. I'm working so hard for 8 hours a day, and nobody is recognizing. My boss is not recognizing my work. The appraisal is not coming out well. Nobody is recognizing me. Uh, should I even work? I'm not at all interested to do the work, but I'm forced to do the work because I'm getting the salary. So that is karma roga. If I do the same work happily, because of me, the company is progressing. Because of the company is progressing, they are able to employ more and more people. And it is helping the nation to grow. It is helping so many other things in the society. The same work, you do the same work with a shift in an attitude. That shift it makes it as karma yoga. What happens by doing karma yoga? By doing karma yoga, I connect to God. Do I connect to God by doing office work? Yes. So there was this person called Bodhidharma who originated from Tamil Nadu. Okay, he was an enlightened being. He went on, in olden days people were walked a lot. Okay, he went to towards China, and he spread the knowledge. That knowledge about Atmagnana, about meditation, and all this, and that was called as Chan in China. Okay, and the same concept, it was taken to Japan later on, and that concept, eh, because of the language change, they started calling it as Zen. So all these people who come under the Zen teachings are following the same teaching with Bodhidharma had started, which originated from Tamil Nadu. Okay, so what do they do is, in the Zen, even to make a tea, okay, simple, making a cup of tea is like karma yoga for them. Okay, there's a process. I'm making tea. Somebody says, uh, I'm happily watching TV, and Prasad comes and says, Pallavi, make a tea. I'll be like, I'm watching such a nice movie, and this guy is telling me to make tea. Uh, if I go and make tea with a rubbish face and all that, that's karma roga. Okay, I'm not. It's all inviting unwanted things. Instead, if I make the same tea happily, okay, this just a shift in attitude. That's it. Nothing else. The same work. If I make the tea happily, okay, then that becomes karma yoga. What happens during karma yoga is one gets connected to God because I'm happy. I'm connected to God moment to moment. So people think that, many people say, they have told me, I did 108 times Rama Japa, I did 108 times this Japa, that Japa. They think that after 108 times, I get something. I tell this shloka 108 times, take the Japamala and do it 100. After 108 times, nothing will happen. Already, while you are doing 108 times Rama Japa, even once if you do, while you are telling, you're connecting to God. That moment. Karma yoga happens only moment to moment. It doesn't have, it's not like I did karma yoga for this long, afterwards I will go and see God. Nothing will happen. While you are doing karma yoga, you will get connected to God that moment. Okay. So now we all are receiving gnana. So now we are doing karma yoga. We are involved. Okay. I'm not doing it like a roga. You are not doing it like a roga. We're happy doing this. This moment, I'm kind of connecting to God. After the class, I will be getting nana. No. Now, this moment is what when we are connecting to God. And when I'm connecting to God at this moment, what happens? The purification happens. But the problem with this is it only happens moment to moment. It doesn't stay all the time. After the class is over, if something goes wrong in the world, then I become the same Pallavi. I get identified with all my previous vasanas, previous impressions. The same thing, unconscious and subconscious patterns come out. It doesn't stay with me all the time. The gnana is happening only during the session. After that, I forget. It doesn't stay with me all the time. That's the problem. So how to make it stay all the time? That we'll discuss in later chapters. But for now, what karma yoga is? It happens moment to moment. So moment to moment, I should do right action with right attitude. The same action. Say if I want to read a book, I read it with a burden, then that's a karma yoga. I do it happily, then that becomes karma yoga, and it happens moment to moment only. Some more examples of karma yoga we can say that people usually compare with others, compare with things. Say some person is cribbing all the time. Oh, I did not give this. I am the victim. I don't get anything nice in my life and all that. I'm not getting a job. One day finally I'll get a job. I thought I got a job, and at that time I felt like I expanded a bit. I felt nice and all that. Again, when I see the salary of my friend, he or she is getting more than me. Again, it puts me down. Comparison. Again, the jealousy, envy, all that comes up. And again, okay, I get promotion and all that. I buy a car. My neighbor's car is bigger one, nicer one, Tesla. Oh, I don't have a Tesla. Now again, all this is karma roga. All this accounts for karma roga. The same job, you do it happily, do it joyfully, with the right attitude, the right action, then that becomes karma yoga. Okay. We will just see a little bit of what this is. So karma yoga, it is told in four. Karma yoga, the action can be done in 4 ways. One is kaya, vacha, manasa, buddhya. Kaya means action. Okay, any action that we do only dharmic actions for the peace and harmony in the society. Anything, any action it could be. It doesn't have to be I go in the puja room, only then karma yoga will happen. No. Even while we are sitting here, even while I'm reading book, even while I'm cycling, or when I'm jogging, even that can become karma yoga. Even when I'm cleaning the house, even when I'm washing the vessels, even when I'm working on my computer for the office work, everything can become karma yoga. Okay. So all the actions, right actions with the right attitude, the same action which you are doing, do no change in any action. The very same action that you did till now, after the session, if you start doing it with the right attitude, that becomes a karma yoga. That's it. Vacha, kaya, vacha. Vacha is verbal. Because of all the unconscious programs that has happened over the time, we see all the unconscious words. We talk unconsciously. We don't consciously say anything. Okay. So now we'll start talking consciously so that we don't cause hurt to the person, anyone else. And it becomes the highest is praise God. That's called stuti, praising God. That is the highest we can talk, which is more purified version of vacha. So at least we'll try so that we don't hurt others, cause any hurt to others. So this comes in vacha. And third is manasa. So so many number of thoughts. So now I do only the right thoughts. Whatever action is needed, only those thoughts I take. I concentrate on. I focus on, so that right kind of thoughts is only happening. And that is with the manasa, and same with the buddhya, with the clarity. I think with the clarity. Otherwise, what the person is doing, I'm not happy. Let me go and get some happiness. I go somewhere and try to get happiness. I go somewhere else, try to get happiness, and the happiness dies out soon. Again, I'm sad. Again, go out somewhere and try to get happiness. it doesn't stay forever. So to make it stay for so that I'm happy in doing whatever I'm doing, so that becomes karma yoga. So this is the cycle. What happens? So initially it starts with ignorance or the avidya. Because of avidya, because there is ignorance, there are desires, lots and lots of desires. It's not that having desires is wrong. The problem is, because of desires, we tend to do actions which is already present within us, which is already programmed within us, which comes as unconscious actions. The problem is there. It's not the problem with the desire. The problem is with wrong action. So if you and me convert it into right action, which is in the dharmic way with the right attitude, then the result of the action will also be good only. When automatically the result of action is good, and if we are doing it with right attitude, the moment to moment connection to God, because of that moment to moment connection, there's a purification that is happening within myself. Because of the purification, all the vasanas and the impressions will come down, and because of that, again the desires will also come down. Automatically there'll be a complete shift in the person that is happening, shift in the personality. The purification has happened. And moving on to something called karmi and the karma yogi. There are two things here. One is karmi, the other one is karma yogi. Who is a karmi? Both of them are doing the action. Both of them are doing the same work. Okay. But karmi is thinking, I am the body. That's the problem. The karmi is thinking that I am the body and doing the action. Whereas the karma yogi is purified. He is doing it with the right attitude. He is doing it for the universe. He's not doing it for himself. There is no self satisfactions for the self. He's not doing anything for himself or herself. So that is the shift in the attitude which the karma yogi has brought. But is karma yogi going to get enlightened? No, that will not happen. We'll talk about enlightenment in the next section. But karma yogi, he has become almost the vehicle of God, because there is an inner purification that has happened. He is not thinking wrong for the world that is in front of him or her. Sometimes what happens, sometimes it so happens that the mind becomes very lazy, that, oh, I am the victim of the situation, all the bad things is happening to me, all the, any bad luck, it's for me only. Nobody wants to talk to me, everybody is ignoring me. You go to a party, you are standing in a group of people, everybody is talking nicely, and you are being ignored. Nobody is talking to you. Oh, I am the victim. Nobody is talking to me. Everybody is ignoring me. All this is karma roga. Okay. And we put all the blame on God. Huh? Uh, anyways, okay, somewhere you would have heard that God will take care of everything. Okay, God will also take care of this. You are not ready to do anything. You are only talking action. I will do, okay. You are guiding God to do the action. God will do that one day. You're telling God to take some action. You are not ready to take any action. What happened to the energy within you? It's all died, right? That is karma roga. You need to do some right action in the world, because you have this body. Make it the best instrument to act in the world. Don't, okay, God will do everything for me. Then what are you doing here? So the right action must be taken. Because I'm in the world, I need to act in the world. I can't sit idle in the world. Karma yogi will never sit idle in the world. So Krishna wants to tell Arjuna wants to go and run away to the forest and start meditating. Oh, I don't want this war. I want to run away to the forest and meditate. So Krishna says, that's why Krishna comes up with Karma Yoga. No, Arjuna, you are a warrior. You should fight. Don't leave it that way. So last week we also saw that why in Laukika perspective, in Dharmika perspective, and in Adhyatmika perspective, why Arjuna should fight. Now, from the Karma Yoga perspective also, Krishna is telling Arjuna that he should fight. So, yeah. So what happened? For one of the famous example that we can take is of Steve Jobs. So what Steve Jobs did was, he was a follower of a Buddhist monk. So he went to somewhere in the east, and he started following all these karma yoga, the Zen principles and all that. He included all those in his everyday routine, and he became one of the very good karma yogis. Okay, so there are many examples. Swami Vivekananda, he was one of the best karma yogi that we can give the example. So once what happened, so like people keep giving excuses. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, that's all the lethargic, all wasteful examples, but that we should not give. Once what happened, Swami Vivekananda was there is a puja that we all do before constructing a building called Gudli Puja. Okay, where people put the first brick for the foundation, and that's the puja that to start the construction of a building. So once Swami Vivekananda, he was invited for this puja, and the Pandit, so he told that Swamiji, please wait, it is Rahu Kal now. Okay, it's not the good time to start the puja now. So Swami Vivekananda says that I give power to Rahu. I tell Rahu to come later. You start the puja. Nothing will happen. So if you are Brahman, if you are so sure, if you are 100% sure you are Brahman, you can give power to the world. You can give power to the planets. You can give power to the stars. You are projecting the world. You have the power to make it happen. Okay? Swami Vivekananda is an enlightened being. In the same way, it's the same power. Not that he is different or you are different. It's the same power which he has, the same power even you have. Okay? Even you can do that. Okay? He was established. So once we keep on doing the Karma Yoga, even I can get established with myself as being established as Brahman, that's called Brahmanishta. Okay? Being a Brahmanishta, I decide, I give power to all the celestial entities. I make sure things happen in the right way. Okay? So that's called a Karma Yogi. Always enthusiastic, always energetic. How a child functions. Child is never tired of energy. Child is always jumping 24/7. There's no, we are tired running behind the child, right? So that's the Karma Yogi, full of purity. Okay. So, say, well, some people, like we see some people, these some people, for the little things, they say, oh, I am in trouble, oh, I am suffering, this is happening only to me, that kind of things. Whereas there are certain people, say for example doctors, they have seen so many different of diseases, people with patient with so many different of different diseases and all that they are able to overcome, they are able to, the threshold of withstanding that suffering is increased within them. They might not have got the diseases, but they have seen so much that even a bigger problem comes, they are able to face it. Okay? Whereas there are certain people, even the littlest problem will look like a very big mountain to move. Okay? So a karma yogi will not be stopped by any kind of hurdles, will be always enthusiastic, always energetic to function in the world with the right attitude. So this is a karma yogi. So basically, without holding back, you need to function in the world. This is what is karma yoga about. See, we have one last topic about karma yoga that we'll finish today. There is, like I said, this is a very long chapter. There is another part called where Krishna explains what is an enlightened being, how will an enlightened being look like, talk like, walk like, and all that. That is again a very big part that we will take up in the next session. There is a little bit left in the karma yoga part that we will finish now. So the next one. So there are four people, four different categories of evolution of a person, individual that is mentioned here, which is karmi. To start with, everybody is a karmi. Okay. I did not know before getting the gnana that I am not the body and all that. So whatever I do unconsciously. Probably I was assuming that I am the body. I was assuming I was taking up the doership of the actions. Like I am doing, I am the doer. So that person will be called as karmi. So everybody will start with karmi, being a karmi. So where there will be both papa and punya. Whatever good things that I do, take the punya, and whatever anything unconscious wrong, even if it is unconsciously done wrong, then there'll be papa, which is associated with it. Then the person evolves, does some seva, puja and all that. The person evolves to become something called dharmi. What does a dharmi do? Dharmi, there will be a doership that I am a doer, but the person has improved within himself or herself. Now the person is able to do more of seva kind of activities. So more purification is happening within oneself. And from there, the person evolves to become a karma yogi. This is still not Gnani phase yet. This is a karma yogi phase. That is what we are discussing now. So over here, I am the doer is still there. But how? I am the instrument of God. God is making it happen through me. Okay, the person has evolved to an extent where a purified intention is there in whatever the person is doing. So I'm doing it with yagna bhava, which is I'm doing it for the betterment of the world. Whatever action, it doesn't have to be, okay, I'm sitting in the office, how can it help the world? Don't worry about all that. You concentrate on your work in the office. Don't worry about appraisal or your manager is going to praise you or not, your husband or wife is going to praise you or not. All that. Don't keep waiting for that little incentives that you're getting from people. Either it is by praises or money or gifts or whatever. Don't worry about all that. Do it as a karma yoga. Do it with the right attitude, the right action. Then such a person becomes karma yogi who will automatically be still doing the charitable acts or the selfless acts. It's becoming more selfless. The doership is dissolving. Okay. And inner purification is also happening. And such a person will get someone called Sadguru. When the person who is doing karma yoga for a long time or has done purified himself or herself within oneself, then such a person will be able to, because of God's grace, it will happen. The person will meet Sadguru. Now Sadguru will come and give Gnana. Only then, with the help of Gnana given by a Guru, the Gnana will happen. Until then, the Gnana cannot happen. It's not possible. So then the Karma Yogi gets on to become a Gnani. So the Karma Yogi is very sure what his or her actions is. One is Atmano Mokshartam. So inner purification and I want my upliftment. Definitely, I want Jivan Mukti for myself. I want to get enlightened. that selfishness is there. I want to get enlightened. Yes. The Karma Yogi, the I is still there. The doership is still there. I want to get enlightened. And so I do Jagat Hitaya Cha. I think and do welfare for the world. So with that, all the inner qualities will mature. The inner maturity will happen. And the Karma Yogi will be focused on the result, will not be affected by the result. It's like telling, say, if I'm going to give an exam, if I want to write some very big exam, some competitive exam, is it that I don't want, say, I'm not thinking about it. If I'm not worried about the result, if I'm not focused on the final goal, then I'll not do any work. I should be focused on the final result that I'll achieve the highest. Only then I will start working. That is okay. It's okay to be focused on the result. I should not fear that, oh, what if it doesn't happen? Every moment until I get the result, oh, what if I don't get it? Oh, what if someone else gets more than me? You know, that what if kind of that anxiety and fear shouldn't be there. If that is there, then that is Karma Yoga. All the time, if I keep thinking, oh, what if I don't study? What if I don't get? What if I fail? What if I had to do this? What if I couldn't do? What if someone gets more than me? All this is Karma Yoga, Karma Yoga. So, but I should be focused on the results. I start working on the, if I start studying for the exam, I start preparing for the exam. That is okay. That is a Karma Yogi's job. And so for a Karma Yogi, it's always successful because the Karma Yogi is not worried about the results, is not affected by the results. If there is something wrong with the results, again, he works on it. He or she works on it, is so very focused that it's no possibility that he will be a failure. He or she will be a failure. Okay. So, So over here, yeah, this is again comes to a Zen activity, which is they have a set of people in the Zen culture that they are called samurais. These samurais are fighters. They are very hefty and they fight. Even to fight and kill a person, there is a karma yoga that they implement. Okay, in the Zen principles, you should be fought this way, you should be killed this way. They are so very focused in the action. They are not worried about the result. They are only focused in the action, and that action is the right action with right attitude. Okay, so Krishna says in the 48th shloka, yoga samatvam. So be prepared for the worst as well. Okay, be equanimous towards both the results. Okay, be focused on whatever action you are doing, Arjuna. And he also says you need to be skillful in the sense you need to be skillful enough to handle the action. You should not be uh, you should not perform the action. So one last little this story we can take. Now there is a temple that is being built. There are three analogies that's taken, three individuals that sing. All three individuals are working towards building the temple, constructing the temple only. All three people are chipping the stone and all that. All three are doing the same work. And all the three people are doing it in the scorching sun, so much sunny weather. Okay, everybody is all three of them are getting tired. So when someone asks the first person, what are you doing? The first person tells, water work, so much of sun, I'm so tired, I'm having to do this work with so much tiredness. Now that is a karmi, we can say. The next, they ask the next person, what are you doing? the person says, um, I'm doing my work, everyday job to feed my family. Okay, so he is doing something to feed his family. So even he is doing the same job as the previous person under the same sun. Even he is getting tired, but he says, I am doing my duty to feed my family or to feed someone. So this is a little bit evolved being compared to the previous one, which is dharmi. The next one, the third one, they go and ask, what are you doing? Now this person is a karma yogi. He says, there'll be thousands and thousands of people who will come to this temple once this is constructed. So I am doing my job to make this a beautiful temple. So he is involved in the action, the same action, the very same action. Everybody is tired, everybody is getting, sweating. It's difficult job, tough job, mechanical job. All three of them are doing the same thing. One person is crying, the other person is doing it for food, the other person is doing it joyfully. So it's only the shift in the attitude that is required for the same job that you're doing in your everyday tasks. That if you do it joyfully, then you connect to God every moment. You do the same job, you will connect with joyfully. Then you connect to the God every moment. And when you connect to Bhagwan, the inner purification happens even without your knowledge. The inner purification automatically happens. That is called Karma Yoga. I read Ramayana. Okay, somebody told me to read Ramayana. If I read Ramayana, once I finish reading Ramayana, I will be a better person. No. While you are reading Ramayana, read it with the right attitude, do it with the right attitude. Then at that time, you're connecting to God. Not after finishing the book, you cannot connect to God, nothing will happen. While you are doing it, you are connecting to God, moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to. The only problem with this karma yogi is it doesn't stay all the time with God. It connects and drops, connects and drops, connects and drops. It doesn't stay all the time because the person is not a gnani yet. Is a karma yogi, is focused in action, happily doing it, is connecting, dropping, connecting, dropping. That's okay. The inner purification is happening. That is what is needed first. So there are two things. Either the person is internally purified because of previous births and previous many activities, maybe in previous births. Once the person meets a Sadguru, the person can get enlightened. Either that way, or maybe some people, most of us, so much of inner purification might not have happened. So, but we are all lucky enough to have been that we are getting gnana already, but the inner purification might not have happened. So all I need now is, I have the gnana, very good. But to get enlightened, the inner purification needs to happen. Now, for the inner purification to happen, I perform karma yoga. What do I need to go out and do something separately? No. Do the very same action. Same washing the vessels, same cleaning the house, same office work, same talking, kaya, vacha, manasa, buddhya. Same activities with the right attitude. That is all is required. This is what Krishna is telling. Now Arjuna is going to kill the people. He is telling, do it in the right attitude. That is all he is telling. Yeah, so this is it with the Karma Yoga part of the second chapter. We will take up the remaining part, which is where he talks about enlightened beings, how an enlightened being will be, what he will do, he or she will do, and all that. In the remaining part of it, maybe we will cover that in the next next session. I'm just seeing if I've not left out anything here. Yeah, that is it for me. If you have any questions, we can discuss. If not, we can tell the ending prayers. Is it all okay? Yeah, okay.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll finish the class with ending prayers. Kayena vacha मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा
मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा
बुद्ध्यात्मना वा
बुद्ध्यात्मना वा
प्रकृते स्वभावात्
प्रकृतेः स्वभावात्
करोमि यद्यत्
करोमि यस्य
सकलं परस्मै
सकलं परस्मै
नारायणायेति
नारायणायेति
समर्पयामि
समर्पयामि
श्रीमन्नारायणायेति
श्रीमन्नारायणाय
समर्पयामि
समर्पयामि
लोकाः समस्ताः
लोकाः समस्ताः
सुखिनो भवन्तु
सुखिनो भवन्तु
भवन्तु
लोकाः समस्ताः
लोकाः समस्ताः
सुखिनो भवन्तु
सुखिनो भवन्तु
हरिः ओम्
हरिः ओम्
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
हरिः ओम्
हरिः ओम्
हरि ओम्
हरि ओम थैंक यू
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.